Hello friends. You may remember that we started this video series by asking several thought-provoking questions such as, what is stress and from where does it originate? After introducing an extensive framework to analyze stress, now it is time to introduce a comprehensive and consistent definition of stress. We now know that stress originates in our consciousness. Our consciousness possesses attributes such as knowledge, beliefs, conduct, and happiness. Unnatural states such as wrong knowledge and wrong beliefs lead us to form pleasant or unpleasant emotions, resulting in sensory pleasures or displeasures. Therefore, stress is defined as an unnatural state of consciousness characterized by emotions or passions arising in the pursuit or indulgence of sensory pleasures and displeasures. All of these passions, known as kshayas, can be divided in two main categories: aversion or dvesh, and attachment or rag. The passions such as anger, krodh, ego, man, sorrow, shok, fear, bhai, disaffection, adati, and disgust, jugupsa, fall under the category of aversions or dvesh. Based on personal experience, most of us can easily realize that these unpleasant emotions are indeed forms of stress. Other passions, such as deceit, maya, greed, lobh, affection, rati, laughter, hasya, and sex passions, stri purush napunsak ved, fall under the category of attachment or rag. You may wonder why these seemingly pleasant emotions are also characterized as stress. Let us understand the limitations of these seemingly pleasant emotions through an example. We all know that emotions such as laughter and sex passions are momentary in nature. They cannot be sustained beyond a few minutes at most. So, if we treat them as a stress-free state, then we would have no way to sustain our stress-free state for longer periods. Now let's see how these emotions affect human physiology. Dr. Gelene Gadri from the University Hospital of Zurich and her team from multiple hospitals in Europe published a retrospective study where they found that pleasant emotions, just like unpleasant emotions, are capable of inducing significant changes in the autonomic nervous system to trigger a heart attack, aka happy heart syndrome. Dr. Ferner from the University of Birmingham, in his review article, outlined that while positive emotions like laughter can help reduce anxiety, anger, and depression, when in excess, it may trigger neurological, musculoskeletal, and gastrointestinal disorders, among others. These examples demonstrate that excessive pleasant emotions are also a form of stress. Preference of pleasant emotions over unpleasant emotions by living beings is understandable, but as discussed in earlier videos, it would be a misconception to believe pleasant emotions arising from material pleasures are a stress-free state of consciousness. As we have seen in previous videos, the major causes of stress are 1. Wrong beliefs. 2. Wrong knowledge or worldview. 3. Unrestrained passions. We will describe these causes in more detail in future videos. Therefore, in different terms, stress can also be defined as experience of unrestrained passions during pursuit and indulgence of sensory pleasures or displeasures resulting from the wrong belief of identifying ourselves only as a body, wrong knowledge and worldview, as well as violent, unethical, and immoral intentions. Based on the above definition, we can form a practical action plan to eradicate stress and make our day-to-day life very peaceful. This can be achieved primarily with strong conviction about identifying our own self as consciousness, and secondarily by avoiding causes of stress in the following manner. 1. Do not blame others for our circumstances or mental state. 2. Develop a positive attitude based on right knowledge and right beliefs. 3. remain free of violent, unethical, and immoral behavior by refraining to indulge in unrestrained passions. Based on this information, let's define a stress-free state of consciousness. A stress-free state can be defined as a natural state of consciousness characterized by the non-sensory bliss that comes from within. This non-sensory bliss is a result of the right belief about self as consciousness, correct worldview, nonviolent and ethical behavior, and restrained passions. We will discuss each of these aspects in more detail in future videos. Let's reinforce our understanding of these definitions using a real-life scenario. One day, there was a lady who had to leave her son and a pet dog at home because of an emergency. She trusted her dog for the safety of her son and the house. Upon returning, she noticed that the dog's mouth was tainted with blood. She instantly became aggrieved, thinking that the dog hurt the child, and angrily beat the dog to death. When she stepped in the bedroom, she noticed that her child was safe, and there was a dead snake next to the bed. In reality, the dog had saved her son by killing the snake. When she realized that fact, she felt relieved knowing that her son was safe, but regretted her unthoughtful action of killing the innocent dog. During this entire episode, the circumstances did not change because her son was never harmed, and the dog had in fact protected the son. However, her initial wrong perception and belief made her take an extreme step. Later, when she gained correct knowledge of the situation, her perception changed, which led her to feel relieved as well as regretful. Therefore, we can conclude that her wrong knowledge, wrong beliefs, and unrestrained passions, especially negative emotions such as anger and fear, were the real intrinsic causes, or updankaran, of stress. The circumstances were only passive external factors known as instrumental causes, or nimitkaran. This means that the circumstances by themselves cannot force us to feel stressed no matter how difficult they seem. All stress is self-inflicted. Since stress is the direct result of wrong knowledge, wrong beliefs, and uncontrolled passions, right knowledge, right beliefs, and restrained passions can provide defense against stress. Acharya Kunkun described the definition of stress along with the characterization of sensory pleasures and non-sensory bliss in his treatise Pravachansar, and he explained the concept of intrinsic cause and instrumental cause in his most popular treatise, Samaisar, during the 1st century CE based on Tirthankar Mahavir's teachings. Now, before we can talk about managing stress, we need to classify and clearly identify different types of stress. For this purpose, we will learn about different types of stress in the next video. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.